Hi my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. It is a library quilt day. I still have the butterfly up here. Today we're going to go over the details of the free Halloween quilt along pattern from the Fat Quarter Shop. All the details are out now, yes! So I get to show you that. And I have a little mini trunk show from the Summer Memories book. It's part one of the trunk show. The big part will be next week. So excited, so excited. Okay, so let me just first give you the other things. I missed the days of this week for whatever reason. I'm not getting in the days things that are on the calendar. So the other day it was Alphabet Day and Button Day. So the Alphabet Day, I wanted to show you my alphabet quilt, and I can't find it. I know it's there, but it's not very big, and it is it's probably squished between other things, and I didn't want to take all the stuff off the shelves. So we're going to see a picture of it instead. This quilt is made with my, they're blocks that were done from the Dear Jane book. And I finally got them out of the book. I did an alphabet, which is my alphabet that's free on my free pattern page. And so I put them all together, and I love it. So, it's really annoying me I can't find it. I haven't seen it in a little while, which means it's probably embedded in the fall things. It's kind of fall colors to me in a bit, so there's that stack, of course, I haven't looked at in months. So I just gotta find it. But if you have a quilt with alphabets on it, it would be fabulous to see them today. Now, to get the day on the day, it is nurses. It's celebrating our fabulous, hardworking nurses today. So if you have a quilt that has nurses fabric, I know there's some great nurses fabric out there. If you did one, show it. People would love to see it. I would love to see it. And also, kudos to our many, many quilters who are nurses. There are a lot of quilters who are nurses. So, mwah. Thank you for all that you do to help us. Okay, let's talk about, we'll talk about the library quilt first. So, as you know, I've already made it. So I did make one row. I'm probably not going to make the whole quilt. There's just too many other projects, and I've already made a library quilt, but I showed you the row. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about making and adding little things into your quilt for this week. So for this week, that's what I'll chat about. And what I did is I went and got one of my 6-inch blocks. There are lots of cute books out there with 6-inch blocks. There's lots of cute patterns you can get with 6-inch blocks, and they are perfect to adding into this bookcase pattern. This particular one is from my Splendid Sampler book with Jane Davidson. We did 2 books, 1 and 2. This is from book number 2 and the Little Caravan. But I'm going to use it as an example of one of the images. Now, if you have this spelling bee book, it also has fabulous blocks in it, little 6-inch blocks, such as, what I pull here, such as the camera. Whoops, it's heavy. Hold on. The camera, I think that would be great on my shelf. Greg has a camera collection, so that would be super cool. And then the other thing that I thought was that you've seen, and several people have made this one, it is the globe. There's 2 globes in this book. There's the globe with the heart, and then the globe, you could make that solid, or there's a globe that's patchwork. And so those are really cool for the bookcases. So let me get the other camera. Now, to get the day on the day, it is nurses. It's celebrating our fabulous, hardworking nurses today. So if you have a quilt that has nurses fabric, I know there's some great nurses fabric out there. If you did one, show it. People would love to see it. I would love to see it. And also, kudos to our many, many quilters who are nurses. There are a lot of quilters who are nurses. So, mwah. Thank you for all that you do to help us. Okay, let's talk about, we'll talk about the library quilt first. So, as you know, I've already made it. So I did make one row. I'm probably not going to make the whole quilt. There's just too many other projects, and I've already made a library quilt, but I showed you the row. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about making and adding little things into your quilt for this week. So for this week, that's what I'll chat about. And what I did is I went and got one of my 6-inch blocks. There are lots of cute books out there with 6-inch blocks. There's lots of cute patterns you can get with 6-inch blocks, and they are perfect to adding into this bookcase pattern. This particular one is from my Splendid Sampler book with Jane Davidson. We did 2 books, 1 and 2. This is from book number 2 and the little caravan. But I'm going to use it as an example of one of the images. Now, if you have this spelling bee book, it also has fabulous blocks in it, little 6-inch blocks, such as, what I pull here, such as the camera. Whoops, it's heavy. Hold on. The camera, I think that would be great on my shelf. Greg has a camera collection, so that would be super cool. And then the other thing that I thought was that you've seen, and several people have made this one, it is the globe. There's 2 globes in this book. There's the globe with the heart, and then the globe, you could make that solid, or there's a globe that's patchwork. And so those are really cool for the bookcases. So let me get the other camera. When I showed you bookcases, bookshelf quilts from other people, they had put in little things like you could do some applique in here. But what I noticed is that several people went and used the spaces where there was the horizontal books and removed some of the books. So instead of having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books, they just have 2 books, and then they piece something cute and stick it on the bookshelf like this. And that is the process that they're doing. So you just add a little bit to the top and bottom, to the sides, and then you can trim it straight after you've added it to the 2 books below. So that would be a cute way. You could put the little globe here. There's all kinds of really darling 6-inch blocks. So if you are interested in modifying your library quilt to add some little blocks like this, I do recommend the Farm Girl Vintage books and the Spelling Bee books by Lori Holt have lots and lots of little image-based things, not just the patchwork. She also has alphabet in this one, of course, the Spelling Bee. So they're all pieced. And so if you want to put, one of our friends put their letter of, I think, their last name or their first name on the shelf, and so that was really cute as well. So that would be something you can think about this week if you are working on your library quilt. So I have to decide. I'm being honest here. I have to decide, like, am I going to do another row? Not this week, because this week I'm just thinking and working on other projects. Maybe next week it'll feel a little more freed up, and I can I'll do another row. They don't take that long to do the rows. And actually I would like to do a row and add the globe or the camera. So maybe I'll think about that for the next row, because, yeah, okay. Just being honest, I can only do so much. And when I've already made the quilt, it's hard. It's hard to make a second version of it for me, because there's just new things to do. like, let me show you the fruitcake. Where's the pattern? So remember yesterday, I showed you the fruitcake pattern and the Fat 8th bundle with the pears. And all the different fabrics for the background. Sometimes it is just much easier for me to do sample blocks than to sort of lay it out like I was doing. I can see that, but I'm sort of really on the fence with this one, where to go with the background. And so I decided I had enough of the, where is the fabric? Oh, I put it down somewhere. Well, whoops, well, you just see it here, of the pear fabric, because I had that big piece. Everything else, you can't get 2 blocks out of it, out of the main fabric. So here's what I did. I did a sample block on the white, and this is nice and crisp and summery. Then there was lots and lots of voting for the black, which is actually quite spectacular. It's a pop, 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 right? It just really, really showcases the fabric well. They will all be sparkly on the black background. But then there was the teal from my fabric line. That this black is also my fabric line. The white's also my fabric line. All these backgrounds are my fabric line. These two are Promise Me, and the other one is the Sleepover. So here is the teal. So what's interesting is that it goes really well with that orange color, and then it'll go really well with the gold and the light blue. And then the whites will be able to be used if I have this. Now the pear or persimmon, if you go to Brigitte Heitland's website for her fabric line, she talks about a pear tree, but she shows a persimmon fruit. So it can be whichever you want. Whichever you want. I'm going to keep calling them pears because I like pears. This particular fabric's pretty bold. You know, it has high contrast imagery on it. If I'm using one of the other fabrics with lower contrast, let me just grab, oh, of course I grab another pair. Okay, so like the pink. So if I'm using the pink here, you know, it doesn't have as high a contrast fabric, but it also looks so good against the teal. So now what happened is I like this. I think it would still look very summery. It would be fun to sew it on white, but I'm sort of now going, oh, the other two just highlight the fabric so much better to me. They just make them sparkle and come to life. So now it's between the teal and the black. Teal and the black. Which one? You can vote. Leave me a comment. Leave me a comment. Teal or black? Teal or black? Oh, I probably should see if I could put a community tab. So you go to my nav bar there and go to the community tab. I'll see if I can put teal or black in there, if I remember to do that tomorrow. All right, let's get to some more fun stuff. The Tula Pink butterfly quilt, I now have everything that I have already pre-cut is up there. I haven't done any more sewing. And I forget where the thing is that I need to unsew, but I'll remember when I get to it. I think it's something like up here. I think that's it. I don't know. I don't remember. But when I find it again, I will unsew just that. It's a short one. It's one of the short seams. So all the stuff I pre-cut is up there. Now I will start sewing. And I think I will just start sewing across, rows like I did before, horizontal. So I have to cut the rest of that one, and that's the progress I'll do. And so that'll be up here for the next few days while I am getting to it. While I'm getting to it. All right, I have a mini trunk show, which is part 1 of the trunk show for the Summer Memories books. These Summer Memories, I have all of the little pin cushions and one of the cross stitch to show you. So we're going to go to the other side, because after that, then I'll jump right in to telling you about the free Halloween quilt along with the Fat Quarter Shop. So let's go. So exciting to show you the cross stitch pieces from Susan Aki's book, Summer Memories. Remember, I just love this so much. And next week is part 2 of this trunk show, which is the quilts. They're on their way to me right now. But I thought I just can't wait. I have to show you this part. So let's take a look. There are quite a few. Here, you can just kind of see on the pin bowl here. And I'll just talk about these as I show them to you, because they are just so darling, so darling. First, we'll take a look at the regular, framed cross stitch. And this one is beautiful, Equality, Justice, Hope, Peace. And it's done on white. And it has one of these beautiful fancy borders on it. Okay, now the other stuff is all the pin cushions. They are, okay, just take a look. I'm just going to bring them one at a time. But, oh, aren't they cute? Aren't they cute? Okay. I'm going to show you just the one with the alphabet first. Here we go. Here's the alphabet one, because, I missed the alphabet day the other day, but we're here now. And it has a bit of, little thread, has a bit of wool. This is a little wool here, and here's the back. It's so pretty. But I love this plaid. Now, if I'm sure the Fat Quarter Shop has it if it's available, so I will link you to that plaid. That is so cool to see this in person. It really stands out well. Now, I'm going to go through. Here's the flag one that I'm thinking about doing myself next, as soon as I get that one flower done on my folk art, and cute little button accents. Look at that backing. These smell divine because they have lavender in them, and she's got buttons on that one. Here's the big one with the little tree on pink, and it's got a little border. So like they're little pillows. They're decorative pieces. I love this corded binding on here. That is so cool. There's just so many great ways to display these. You can put them in a bowl. You could sit them like as a little accent piece. Here she just put some rickrack on the back too. There's that plaid. That plaid is so cool. And here's with the dots. Now, I've always wondered kind of up close, like you see the photos, but I wonder up close how the dots look, and it looks fantastic. I actually think I have a piece of the dots. And here's wool again. So she's putting a little bit of wool accent, and they have nice weight. So you could use them in the pincushion, but I think most of the time, most of us that do this type of thing, there's a lot of these that are done in fabric, all fabric. We use them as accent pieces. Put them in the bowl, put them in those 3-tier or 2-tier trays that you have. Here's the back. Did I show you the back on that one? Look at that. Stars. So I love this flower pot too. I think that is just so beautiful. That's kind of on my short list. The other one that's on my short list is the hot air balloon. I just think it is so stinking cute, a little balloon, and she's got it on the dots. Remember, you can see, where's the other dot? Depending on how open the things are, the dot, if it's a really open design, like maybe this one might not be quite as good for the dot, but something that has more solid, like the boat and the balloon, they really show up. Okay, couple more. Super cute little piece one, and this land is your land, this land is my land. I love it. Love the words, and pink, and that's a really pale pink, same as the little tree. Okay, she also just this is not in the book, but Susan just took some of her fabrics. Here's like a piece of wool, and she just made a few little extra accent pin cushions in the same fabric, so that when you put them in a display, these are nice because you're not having to do any cross stitch work on them. So it's a little decorating idea. This one is a sort of a rectangle, and then she just pulled the flap over from the back with a button. So all of these are stitched with her Aurifil floss. All right, so the Aurifil floss is all the colors that Susan used, what she used to do all of these cross stitch. So there's the red, the pinky, like a pinky red, a darker pink, a really pale pink, gray, 2 shades of green, 2 shades of blue, and a taupe. So like here you can see a lot of those colors on the flag that I'm going to do next, because I can't keep this one. And it's so cute. And they're all in this book. This is, whoop, I'm up close and personal there. So they're all in the book here. All right, so I'm going to move this to the side, and we'll talk about the Halloween. The Haunted Halloween starts on, let's see, June the 6th, which is a Tuesday. So every Tuesday in June is a free Haunted Halloween free pattern from the Fat Quarter Shop. And so there are 4 parts, and it's a mystery, but you can see on here a sneak peek on the supply list. So today you can download the supply list, and there is also a kit to do this if you want to get that, and it is using the Owl-O-Ween fabric. Isn't that cute? Owl, ooh, that owl. But I am using a different fabric, so I want to show you my fabric, but I also want to tell you there is a cross stitch portion of this, which they always do a darling job at the Fat Quarter Shop with their cross stitch for these mysteries that go along with the Halloween and the Christmas. They're always so cute. And so there's a supply list, a separate one for the cross stitch. This is also free. They're so great. They're so great. So I have, here's a sample of the kit that you get for the Halloween. So you can, it comes with the floss biddies, the Halloween floss biddies, and the thread. Plus you should get the needle minder in the pumpkin, and the ghost pulley. You have to have a ghost pulley and a zippy bag. Now the link that I send you to has all of this on one page, although I think it's a gold zippy bag, which I don't have that one. I have the gray one. But yeah, all of these things. So let me just show you the fabric that I'm going to be using, which is called Tiny Frights. And I will be using, I'm doing it with my Promise Me, the white from my Promise Me. And so that'll be my background. And Tiny Frights is the fabric line. Now this is not in quite yet. I got this from the manufacturer. So let me just show you the super cute fabric. And if you like it, you can go, you know, it'll come in eventually. It'll hopefully not too long. But there's the owls, and I really love the little roses. It's got a great mix of different fabrics, and the scale is tiny. Tiny Frights, Tiny Frights. The pattern is using fat quarters plus, you know, some yardage, a background, and possibly I can't remember exactly what it said, some other yardage. Here's some very vibrant lightning bolts, which will be on other colors then. A couple of these shades on here are quite like eye-popping. The pink, I'm really loving this little pinks and purples into the Halloween things. I'm kind of digging that over the last couple of years. And so it's always so fun. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at the candies. The Halloween candies. So cute. So this is Tiny Frights that I will be using. The eyeballs and the mushrooms. Mushrooms, so some pink and purple in mine. Orange and black. Think of the Halloween. There's a tone on tone. White on white, but it's cream. Animals, candies rather, on cream. Here's the same pink, but it's in orange. This is really cool. There's candies in there and pumpkins and mushrooms. I'm loving the mushrooms. I know, and I'm loving this little flower that is added in there. I just like the scale and how it's a little bit different. Then you've got the gray. And of course, not all of these are used. The supply list tells you how many. But I have, you know, to my choice here, and I haven't really looked at my fabric yet to see what I'm going to be doing. The owls on this charcoal. And look at this on this charcoal. This is so gorgeous. I don't know. It's so gorgeous. The little roses again, and then black on black. So I am going to have a super fun time. I may try to do a little bit of cross stitch. There's the eyeballs. I had to put the mushrooms on top. I may have to do some of the cross stitch as it's going along. I did that the one year. I didn't get very far. But it was fun to do. It was really fun to do. And what I like to do is do whatever is assigned and just get as much of that as done. And then if I can, go to the next week's assignment rather than, you know, that way I have chunks of each week done. So that's kind of fun for me. So I might still try to do it for the cross stitch. So you have both, you have two supply lists to download. And then if you want the kit with the Halloween, you can order the kit for the quilt, and then you can order the stitching kit here for this guy. And it all starts in a couple of weeks. So you want to do that today. Just go out there and get what you need. All right, my friend, you are also going to work on your library quilt. Maybe you'll look at putting a block on top of the books. And I decided while I had lunch in between filming this that yes, next week I'm actually going to make the globe and put it on the books and show you that process. So I will do that. Plus, let me know, teal or black? Teal or black? Or do you like the white? Are you like team white? Okay, which is it? Let me know. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I love you. Bye-bye. I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I'll see you online.